Let me bring in Dianna Russini, ESPN NFL reporter. Have you heard about the potential litigation here, Dianna, with myself and Tom Brady's legal team?
I haven't, but you're welcome to come back to ESPN if you want to switch, because I like your setup. I've been watching it for years, and I'll take that over Bristol any day of the week.
Yeah, well, once we get through with quarantine, I'd love to have you in the man cave here. But, yeah, I came up with Tampa Bay T-shirts thinking it's so corny, and then we were selling T-shirts, then I just heard from Tom Brady's legal team that we have to take it down. Not exactly a cease and desist. It might be a cease, but the desist is coming here pretty soon.
Oh, well, you know that he's going to own all of that originality. I mean, the corniness, by the way, you were spot on there in terms of the level of cheese. I mean, I think it's terrible. But,
Thank you.
What else are you going to – no, you did a really good job. I have tons of respect for you as a broadcaster, and I'm not so sure about that. But
yeah.
I see where you were going with it. It's original, I guess, but I guess not so original because the TB12 family has taken ownership over that. So, Tom, just stay out of the parks. Let's just start there. Then we'll worry about your branding.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Tom probably was dealing with this Tampa Bay potential lawsuit, and he was in his house, and he said to Giselle, I got to get out. I got to get out. I got to take a walk and maybe walk to the park. And then all of a sudden the mayor said, you're not allowed to go to the park. It said Brady had been cited. And then I said, how are they spelling cited? Because it's a big difference there if he's being cited with a C or cited with an S. Did Tom get in trouble? And who was working out with him, by the way? Do we know?
I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that this was the journey. He's sitting in this very small Derek Jeter home, because it's smaller than what he's used to, with terrible internet connection, as we saw with his interview with Howard Stern, right? So he's like 0 for 2. He's living in a small place with horrible bandwidth. He's upset that you're trying to make money off him. Yeah. And he's like, I need to get out of here. Here's a place where nobody's out, so I'll take advantage of it. And here's the thing. We've all been pulled over, right? We've all been in trouble with the law, and we all have our own moves. What's Tom Brady's move? I go with, I'm pretty transparent. Like, he's like, hey, you're on your phone. I'm like, I know. Do you want to talk to my mom? She's still on the line. Like, I just say what it is. Like, I don't lie. I don't try. You're speeding. I know. Was it really fast? Fastest one today? So what's Tom's, right? I can't stand my wife. She's ugly.
All right, a couple of things here. We got this virtual draft coming up on Thursday, starting Thursday. But how does it look on TV? How is it going to look on TV? So I can give my audience an understanding of, they can conceptualize this. The commissioner's in his basement in Jersey, and then what do I see on the screen when we go to each team?
So please don't offend Westchester County, because they would be offended. Roger Goodell lives in New York State.
My bad.
Yes, not in beautiful New Jersey. We would be honored to have him, though.
Okay.
So he'll be in his basement, which, by the way, I learned the hard way, which this just goes to show you I need to travel more. Not every home has basements, right? So we live in the tri-state area, so we're used to, it's just normal to us. A house has a basement, but out west, nobody has basements. So not everyone will be in their basement, but the commissioner will be.
Okay.
And then you're going to have sort of how have you? I think your listeners, and I'm sure you have, participated in a Zoom.
Yes.
It's going to look very similar to that, with the commissioner in the center to start, and then it's going to be a split screen of the team. Most teams are opting to have their general manager take the shot, we'll say. The only reason why I know that is I've asked a couple of head coaches, what they'll be wearing, or if they bought a selfie light, to look extra handsome, I guess. And most say, well, I'm not really planning on being on camera that much, because the GMs are going to take the TV time, so to speak. So the way it was described to me, it's going to be that split shot, and then the player they pick, the director running the show here is going to have control over all the players who have an iPhone with them and are connected live into our system. And so they'll be able to pull them up. So let's just use Cincinnati as an example. Since he's on the clock, there's Joe Burrow with less than 10 people. I also found that out today, that if any of these prospects have more than 10 people in that shot, they will not take them live. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people having their family members just, squatting underneath the camera.
I'm waiting for, the Uncle Tom who's going to be, or Uncle Jimmy who's going to have like some Nike swoosh T-shirt on that you're not allowed to have as he walks into the shot here. They said to the prospects or the draft prospects, you can't wear certain things. I'm waiting for somebody to photobomb one of these Zooms here.
Oh, you know what's going to happen. I don't want it to be one of these players. I want it to be a coach or GM. I think that's funnier, like just someone's random child walking in, or somebody not shutting the door and the shot of the bathroom off a reflection. When people zoom in, like, look, it's a naked person. I don't want that for the company, but I think it would be very entertaining for us as fans. I had a great situation yesterday where I was talking to a head coach a few hours after that virtual mock draft. And he just was very irritable to begin with, but probably because he didn't want to talk to me. But that's a different story. But we're just chatting about the draft, and he's like, "Can you just hold on for 1 second?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Everyone, get off the internet." He's like, and the thing is, like, I heard the voice, and I immediately thought of my own father when he used to yell my full name up the stairs because I was, I was like, "All right, listen." I was like, "I'm going to go. I'll give you a ring later." And it turns out his kids were on iPads. And so, the bandwidth is such an issue. And, you think these guys have all the money in the world, but they're just like us. Like, I'm not buying the mega Ferrari cable package. I buy the regular one, just like everywhere. And these coaches all say the same thing. They're like, I'm not going to buy. What do I need so much bandwidth for in my home? I'm not even home.
Is there an emergency plan? Like if something goes wrong for somebody, that a team loses contact of trying to make sure that they get the pick in on time?
Yeah, so there are phone calls basically, or everyone is on the phone as well, not just through the internet. So they're going to have that backup plan. That's sort of how it's been described to me. But my favorite organizations to talk to right now, Dan, are those that have embraced it and they're excited by it, and they think they have a leg up on this, especially if they're technologically savvy. And I think it's pretty obvious based on social media who those people are, because they're the ones tweeting out the pictures of their setup, and they're showing their draft caves. It's funny. I talked to one head coach about how this has all worked for them in terms of these meetings that they have normally leading up to the draft. I couldn't get anyone on the phone last year to be like, "Oh, I'm in a meeting. Now, now everyone's got all the time in the world. They want to talk about Ozark. They want to talk about this." I'm like, wow, I kind of like this for a reporter. But I had one head coach put it back. He said, I got to tell you, I'm usually sitting in a meeting with about 25 people. I got my scouts. I got all my personnel people. I got assistants. He's like, now it's just me, my GM. We call my owner once in a while, my head of player personnel, and that's it. And we are locked in. We're not distracted by anyone. You can also translate as just wanting full control. But it just seems like they're cutting out the fat and the distractions, and they're able to just – he believes this is going to be his best draft.
Well, I think it makes you focus. And, I had an NFL scout who said, when we came up with the virtual draft reality, that was, you should already know what your draft board is. Like, there's no excuses here. And some teams were saying, hey, what about communication? We can't get with our guys, our war room and all that. And the scout said, no, you have your information already. If you don't, then you weren't going to be good on draft day in the first place. But are you rooting for a technical glitch or not, Dianna?
Oh, my God, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. I live for those moments. I've enjoyed it so much. I think it's great that every coach and GM is just like my family. So at this point, just the only time I can ever relate with them. So I think it'd be great I think we need it too. We need some laughs right now. It's just been so depressing and difficult for so many people. I can speak for just living in the North Jersey area where this coronavirus situation is not just okay. It is very, very serious. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited to have something to look forward to. I know you guys are. Usually the draft to me is exciting, but for right now, with nothing else going on, I really can't wait for Thursday to get here.
Thank you, Dianna, and have fun.
Thanks, guys.
That's Dianna Russini.